See, I've got an issue with a certain statement, which for many years I used to believe. I still do, but to a certain extent, like I've realized the ignorance of the statement and in the way people use it, and they think it applies to everyone of all sorts of situations, which I just don't think is true. I think to use it for anyone is ignorant. And the statement is, you don't want it bad enough. Now the context is, for example, if you want to be rich, you have to put in the work to get there. You have to, keep up certain schedules and routines in order to do that. But sometimes, we may lack consistency. We may do the opposite of the tasks that we know we need to do, because sometimes maybe it's too hard or it's too boring to keep up. And a lot of the time, the boring thing is the one that wins. You just have to keep it up long enough. But, lack of consistency. And then you go on YouTube or online and you search up how to stop being lazy or how to stay consistent. And the first thing they'll tell you is that you don't want it bad enough. Whatever goal you have, the fact that you're not continuously working on it every day, going 100% every day, means you don't want it bad enough. And I understand that, because to a certain point it is true. If you really wanted to do something to the point that if you don't do it, you'd rather die trying, you're gonna do it because you want it bad enough. But then people try to use it on people in extreme situations like addiction. How can you tell someone that's been addicted to alcohol for decades? Do you understand how much years of conditioning on the brain that is? Decades. There's all types of psychological processes behind forming an addiction, and for that addiction to stay for decades, I don't think you understand the impression that that's left on the brain. And just because they can't drop the alcohol in a month, they don't want it bad enough. That's what I'm talking about, that ignorance. And I don't agree with that, because you can't expect someone to just bypass all of their psychological processes and all of the years of conditioning that they've had on their brain. You can't expect them to drop that in 1 month. And just because they relapse a couple times, they don't want it bad enough. And you just put them down for being human. And then the same people that say that, they still have problems of their own that they're trying to give up. But regardless of all of that, of course, you can still use the phrase, with the person that's addicted, depending on how long they're choosing to fight for. Yes, they may relapse, but they're wanting it bad enough is based on the fact that they keep getting up and trying to get back on their stuff, get back on their journey to ridding that addiction. Every time they relapse, they may fall, they may stumble, but they get straight back up. They don't relapse a couple times and then be like, you know what, maybe this life is for me. Maybe I'm meant to stay addicted. No, they want it bad enough is in the form of still getting up after relapse, still getting up after defeat. But telling them they don't want it bad enough because they're relapsing, they're trying to reverse years and decades of addiction, I find that so ignorant.